MMH, the home of rock radio. Tony here live at Stonedeaf 2019, chatting to Brian Tatler from Diamond Head. Just come off stage.
Thank you.
How did it go?
Yeah, very good. What a good crowd. And what fantastic weather we've got.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, very lucky. I mean, some festivals have nightmares with mud and rain and washout. And a beautiful August bank holiday, isn't it?
Perfect.
Very
Isn't
lucky.
it?
So it's great. I mean, it's a good crowd. It's a nice stage. So enjoyed it. First time.
Yeah.
First time.
You'll be back.
We'll be back.
Yeah. Can I take you all the way back to the beginning of the band?
Oh, yeah.
If you can remember that far back.
I can indeed.
Back to 1970. You're still in Stourbridge,
It's a
by the way,
long
aren't you?
It's a long story if we're going to really start in
No,
76.
I'll stop it at you.
How
Say,
long
don't
you-
worry about it. You still live in Stourbridge?
Yep.
Yep. So you and Duncan got together
Man and boy.
with the band.
That's right. Well, we were all at school, and my older brother played guitar in a band, and I just thought it'd be good fun to form a band. I used to borrow his gear, and we made our own drum kit. Duncan made a drum kit, between us with biscuit tins and an old plastic tub, and we used to practice in my bedroom and audition singers, and eventually you've got 4 guys, with a bass player Colin, and just tried to write songs. Really, I think that was the main thing that band did, and that lineup is we wrote some good songs because we didn't do many gigs. We didn't do in the first 3 years. We probably only did 4 gigs or something. We hadn't got a clue, but we kept writing and we got good at writing. So in the end, that was probably not a bad thing.
When you were writing them, was it a group collaboration?
It was mainly me and Sean. I'd come up with riffs, and we kind of had, we complemented each other. I couldn't do lyrics, and he couldn't really play guitar when we started. So I'd show him things, and he learned bit by bit, and eventually came up with ideas, of course. But at the beginning, it was me with the music, and Sean was doing the lyrics, and it worked beautifully,
So the first album was an independent release.
Mm-hmm.
Was that then the band putting all their money together to get it?
No, we didn't pay for it. We had a manager called Reg, and he figured if he'd get 1,000 copies pressed, we could sell them mail order and at gigs. Because this is 1980.
Yeah.
So we'd been going 4 years by this point. And that's what we did. So, you used to sell them for £3.50 each. And they all sold. And then we ended up doing a second pressing. So we sold 2,000 copies ourselves, mail order. But we were perfect for that new wave of British heavy metal that appeared in '79. And we were just ripe for that. We were 19 years old and playing that kind of music, So it was perfect timing for us.
So if anybody's got a copy of the first album,
you do see it now and again.
Pristine condition. That's
it's a real collector's item, isn't it? Yeah. Especially as it went worldwide.
Yeah. When did MCA sign you up then?
January '82. We got a deal with MCA. It took ages to get signed. A lot of the other bands have been picked up by, 80, 81.
And people like that.
Yeah. Girls' School, Saxon. But eventually we got a deal. But then again, we only made a couple of albums for MCA. And then
one of my favourite albums is Canterbury.
Thank you.
Because of the strength of the songs.
Yeah, well...
It doesn't have to be out and out rock, because it was a slightly different direction, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And is that right, the first 20,000 copies all jumped?
Apparently.
Yeah. Which isn't a good
I mean, I didn't count them personally. Really, that shouldn't have damaged us to beyond... I'm sure it happens from time to time. I should have just pressed some more and crack on.
Exactly. You split up and you got back together again in, what was it, 93? You did an album with Tony Iommi on board?
We got back in 1990, but the album in question, Death in Progress, didn't come out until 93. And Iommi, was kind enough to co-write a song with me and Sean and play on it as well. He played solo on it, so it was great. Very kind of him.
Was he one of your influences?
Of course, big time.
Anybody else?
A riff writer, one of the master riff writers.
Exactly,
I like Page and Schenker, Van Halen.
Anybody when you were growing up that you
Page was probably my favourite. Blackmore as well. Yeah. Sorry, I have to give Blackmore credit because he's an extraordinary player. The deep, Machine Head, and so it was big influence.
Yeah. So then you get Raz joining the band. in what, 2014?
Leap
That's
forward.
it. That's it. Yeah, more up to date now.
Yeah.
Where did you find him, or where did he find you?
I found him through a friend who recommended. I was asking around for singers. Our singer had moved to Brisbane, and it just became very complicated and expensive to fly him backwards and forwards for gigs, as you can imagine. So we started. We're going to have to get him a singer. A singer who lives in England, ideally, not Australia. And I asked around, and somebody suggested him. Never met him before.
Especially with a name like that.
Rasmus.
Yeah.
Which obviously was foreign, so we learned he was Danish, but he lived in London. So send him a track, do a vocal, send it back. He's great.
Yeah.
And then audition. We came up to the Midlands, and he was great.
Yeah.
So that was it. And he's been in the band 5 years already now.
Now, with you writing lyrics for Sean, does Raz write lyrics?
Yes.
With you for the
No, I don't do lyrics. No, he just does all the lyrics. Sean did all the lyrics. Raz does all the lyrics. Yeah. I'm only really interested in music.
So everything on the Coffin Train
is Raz has got all the lyrics, absolutely.
Yes.
And I've just done music. I haven't done all the music either. I mean, I never want to do all of it. I'm happy to let people throw their ideas in, and I'll just try and be quality control, and I'll hopefully be able to say no, I don't like it, or yes, that's a great idea. We'll use
tremendous
that.
Reviews, mate.
It has, I'm
It's a really
happy.
good album.
Yeah, great, thank you. Good.
Now then, guitars. You must have plenty in your collection.
Not really.
No.
I've never been a collector.
Do you have any special guitars you use solely for studio work?
I've got a '79 Les Paul, which I use a lot when we come to recording. That's nice. That's
connected
40
with a Flying
years old.
V, obviously, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to. At one point, I think I only had a Flying V. I had a Strat once when I started. And I had a Strat nicked, and then I just had the V. The V broke a few times, so I started playing Les Pauls because it was so solid and reliable. And I got used to using Les Pauls in the studio. So I've kind of gone down that route a bit. But I do like the V, and I think it looks great. And it is kind of iconic. And I've still got my original white Flying V, but I don't bring it out very often. It's a bit fragile and a bit precious. And I don't want to lose it, or it could break, it could quite easily fall over and smash.
Is there anything that you do these days to keep in shape?
Yeah, try and do cycling
stage,
and swimming. I've got back into swimming. So I do have to watch, be careful, be a bit healthy if I can.
Don't we all?
Yeah, got to look after your heart, haven't you? So.
As regards the future, have you got any other festivals or dates lined up now then before the end of the year?
Oh yeah, we've got probably 30 odd dates coming up. We've got 3 with Saxon. We're doing Hammersmith or whatever it is.
Girls' School, is it?
Yes. Yeah. And we've got Manchester Apollo and one in Dusseldorf with Saxon. Then we've got about 15 dates with Black Star Riders all over Europe. And we've got 3 with Uriah Heep in the UK about December time. Yeah. Then we've got some of our own. We're going to Romania next Friday.
Yeah.
And Diamond Head has never been to Romania before, so we're still doing first.
But there's a market there, obviously.
Hopefully. Yeah. I don't know yet.
As soon as I hear you.
No, if they want to bring us out, and there must be some fans who said Diamond Head. Yeah. Be no good bringing us out if nobody. Who's this lot?
That's it. A rock band for the present as well as your past history as well.
Yeah,
with the strength of
it's a good band. It's a good lineup. We've got some big songs, so it works. We know it works. We're pretty confident that we can win over the crowd.
All the very best for the future, Brian. Thanks for taking time out to have a chat with us on
no
MMH.
Problem. Yeah. Thank you.
Chatting to you again. MMH, the home of rock radio, talking to Brian Tatler from Diamond Head here at Stonedeaf 2019.